Hello, what if the fam? Raise your hand if doing a 1-minute plank feels like the longest minute of your life. Then what do we keep doing that exercise? We know it's good for us, but it's boring, so then we conveniently forget to do it. Well, what if I gave you core exercises that you actually like to do because they look like running and you can feel how they make your running stronger? Because did you know you can only finish as strong as your core is? The stronger your core is, the stronger you can finish. We'll talk about that at the end of the video, but right now, let's stop wasting time. Let's hop into the exercises.
A lot of runners get scared off by Turkish Get-Ups because there's so many different parts to it. So I'm going to show you a couple examples of what it looks like on each side. Something I want you to remember, the knee that is up, the hand on the same side of your body, that's the one holding the weight. Here's where things will get fun. We're going to break down each part of the Turkish Get-Up and actually make you learning the exercise, the core exercise that we are doing today. Let's break this Turkish Get-Up down to 3 parts, super easy. First is just a crunch, holding that weight up. I want you to think crunch up, crunch up, crunch up. Then we're going to lift your bum off the floor, off the mat 3 times. Following that, this is the hardest part, you can do it. Sweep that leg underneath so your knee is firmly beneath you. Then you're going to do that little side bend 3 times, touching the ground each time. And honestly, that's all there is to it. So the 3 cues you're going to want to remember. Now we're going in reverse order is touching the ground down to the side, sweeping your leg. So now your bum is going to hit the mat, and then you're going to do a crunch. And that's it, folks. If you've seen any of my other videos, this exercise might be familiar, but it is that good. Marching with weights overhead looks like you're running stride while requiring your postural muscles, like all those upper body, shoulder, core muscles to stay strong for you. But here are some cues I need you to follow. I don't really care how high your knee is. It can come up to like roughly waist high. I care about your arms. I want you to keep reaching towards the sky or the ceiling, keeping that elbow straight, bicep close to your ear, because I want your core to be engaged for you. That is the secret to this exercise. Let's talk sprinter crunch. There are 2 versions of this. One, you do not have to bring your elbows to the opposite knees. You can do this simply lying on your back, band around your feet, bringing a knee to your chest. If you feel you have good core control, you can go ahead and do the full sprinter crunch with the band. What we're doing is we are working on your transverse abdominis and your obliques, those rotational muscles that keep you strong during your fast finish.
And you're back, Ready Fit Fam. Let's loop back to what I said at the very beginning of the video, where I talked about you can only finish as strong as your core is strong. What I mean by that is I was recently watching a YouTube live stream of a local cross-country invitational, and I was watching the finishers come in. Oh my gosh, were they fast? But the key thing that separated the front of the pack runners from the stragglers at the end wasn't just time or pace. It was how strong they looked when they finished. I'm not talking about confidence or anything like that. I'm talking about physically how their body presented. So what you'll see a lot of times with really tired runners is you'll actually start to see their head flop side to side, or you'll actually start to see that they start to cave side to side along their waist, or you don't see a front and back wobble, but you kind of start to see this general wobbling pattern, and you can start to see how that would happen if my core was not strong and powerful enough. Because there's 2 ways that your core can be strong. One, we need it strong in an endurance kind of way. Obviously, especially if you're running a marathon. Like, you need your core to be strong for 26.2 miles. It has to be strong for the entire race. It's okay, fatigue is going to set in, but you know the difference. You know how it feels to finish a race strong versus to finish it on the struggle bus. The second way that your core is strong, it needs to be able to handle power. It needs to be stable, because especially if you watch a shorter race, this tends to be more common, but it does happen during marathon races where there are elite runners. If you watch it, you will actually see them pick up the pace a little bit for that last probably half mile or so, depending on the runner. And you will see that they maintain this excellent running form that they've been trying to hold on to the entire race. So your core needs to be strong in a stable kind of way. That way you don't do that whole wobble dance that we talked about before. So if you find that interesting and you made it to the end of the video, you know what you need to do? I need you to subscribe so we can hang out more often. And until next time, Running Fit Fam, dare to train differently.